Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
There's a trend in California right now where people are having trouble getting insurance on their homes. And some people who have insurance on their homes have had their insurance canceled. And I saw a story about a week ago that started hitting the news about a guy who was working on a car in his backyard, and his insurance company canceled his policy. And now someone sent me another story that mentions that one as well, but also some other problems. And I got this one from a bunch of people, but the interesting thing is here, this kind of sums up everything that's happening. So this is from abc7.com. Renee Curry and Michael Finney wrote this. California couple loses homeowners insurance after draining their swimming pool to save water. So the couple have a swimming pool. It's built in their background. It's built in their backyard, I believe. And they drained it because they thought, well, why waste the water to keep this thing filled? And that was listed as the reason as to why their insurance got canceled. And somebody sent this to me and said, Steve, this makes no sense. And I said, that's interesting because you just changed your backyard from a drowning hazard to a trip hazard. And I'm not sure why that would change your liability. However, that's what happened. So it's becoming harder and harder to get a homeowner insurance policy in California. State Farm and Allstate stopped writing new policies because of wildfire risks, they say. And others are limiting new customers. So you might call and say, I need homeowners insurance. They might just say, sorry, we're not writing anymore. Not where you are, sorry. Now, several viewers tell San Francisco's KGO TV that AAA is not renewing their longtime policies, and it has nothing to do with wildfires. These are homeowners surprised to find out that aircraft and satellite photos taken over their property have led to the insurance companies to say, well, we don't think you're insurable anymore. So this couple was baffled to find out the reasons why their coverage was dropped. And I mentioned earlier the man with the car in the backyard, and of course the couple with a swimming pool that had been drained. So when KGO last met a gentleman in Oakley, AAA had just notified him it would not renew his homeowner's insurance because of debris in his yard. Now, he says they have some pictures and they noticed what they called clutter. I find that offensive. How dare you judge me because of my stuff? He said the yard is his workshop and not a hazard. There's no chance to mitigate or clean up, do anything. It was just, you're fired. And so that's always an interesting question. If they say, hey, we discovered a condition at your property that makes you uninsurable. What is it? Well, you've got this car in your backyard. Oh, I could move it. That's too late. You're already uninsurable. Or your pool is empty. Okay, should I fill it? No, we're just going to cancel you. You can do anything you want once we cancel you. We're just going to cancel you, okay? So, meanwhile, a man of San Rafael also got a non-renewal notice. This time, AAA said it was because his roof had exceeded its useful life. He said, I think obviously their drone surveillance was bogus, and that's crazy. We have one of the best maintained residences in the neighborhood, and we kept very good care of our roof. So he sent invoices to a local agent showing he had a new roof installed in his home just 7 years ago and a $4,000 upgrade just last March. He also sent photos of the roof. So we've lived in this house for 50 years and have maintained our roof in a very effective way. So to have an insurance company telling me that I'm not doing my job is a little bit annoying. Company said the decision was final. So he's been arguing with his local agent, trying to get them to change their mind. And she literally said they're looking for excuses to eliminate homeowners in this area. I'm 85 years old. I feel like I'm a victim of some kind of conspiracy. Give us some consideration for the good citizens we've been all these years. So this guy's saying, look, they said it was because of my roof. I think that's just one of those stories that someone made up because my roof is fine. AAA cited a puzzling reason for not renewing a woman's policy. She and her husband had drained their swimming pool to conserve water during the drought. So they thought, okay, we can let our pool go dry. And I saw photographs of it, by the way. It's not like filled with algae or garbage. It's dry and empty, and I think they have like a like a patio table down there. Like they can go sit down there if they want to. She said, I think I was in so much shock I couldn't believe it. I mean, we were both in shock because the pool is empty. What's that got to do with canceling your home insurance? The couple drained the pool after their grandchildren grew up and moved away. We decided, well, we don't use it. The kids have moved. That saves us on maintenance. And then just the water, because it does evaporate. So you have to be putting water in there every couple of days, and it's not a small pool. Water is becoming very expensive. So they thought they're being conscientious. Now they use the empty pool like a hothouse to grow potted tomatoes and lettuce. But AAA said the pool showed signs of deferred maintenance. Deferred maintenance. She just flat out said because the pool is empty. I don't understand what the problem is. Because you empty a pool and you're saving water? So CSAA Insurance, which is the parent of AAA, said, we have provided homeowner insurance to AAA members in Northern California for more than 40 years. Over that time, we've helped thousands of AAA members recover from home damage and disasters. To continue offering industry-leading insurance coverage, we must periodically evaluate our exposure to risk. After careful review of our exposure, we continue to offer insurance throughout Northern California as long as our underwriting criteria are met. We evaluate many sources of information to assess the condition of properties we insure, including third-party proprietary aerial imagery captured by fixed-wing aircraft and satellites. Out of respect for customer privacy, we do not comment on specific situations or policies, but we will follow up to better understand these concerns. So they are very careful to tap dance around the concept of a drone, because I read in one story, at least one, maybe two, that the guy who was told he had clutter in his backyard and it was a car he was working on, he was originally told, well, drone photographs showed your backyard was a mess. And when he followed up on that, said, well, when were you guys flying a drone over my house? They said, oh, we didn't mean drone. We meant satellite and fixed wing photographs. And so he's not sure now what they used to observe what was in his backyard. I can tell you that some of that satellite imagery, if you're not paying attention, can be old. So like if you simply go to Google Maps and then go to like Earth View, you will see aerial photographs of stuff. And I know areas where I can go and look at stuff that's in those pictures that's not there anymore. Buildings have been knocked down, things of that nature. Or roads that aren't there yet but are in real life. And it just depends on how old the photographs are. So I'm not sure if they're using some proprietary photograph source. I hope they are, because otherwise they could be looking at old photographs. Consumer advocate Amy Bach of United Policyholders said insurance companies are using new technology like drones to look for potential risks. Insurer tech tools are scaring insurers, she said. It's just very easy now for them to put a customer in the discard pile based on this tech information they're using and buying. So far, it's not really helping the consumer. However, it's not all gloomy. After searching for weeks, the man with the car in his backyard found a new and cheaper policy offered through the military. So did Smith and her husband. That's the one with the pool. And after another insurer sent in all those photos of his roof, they reinstated his policy. Now, again, I'm going to point out the painfully obvious. One of the reasons they most likely reinstated his policy is because the news was talking about it. So I suspect that if you had your policy canceled, they said, hey, your roof is not good enough. We're not going to renew your policy. That if you simply sent in a form and some photographs and an appeal and complained, and you didn't call the news, probably nothing would have happened. I'm just speculating, but I think that's probably true. So in this case, they had a happy ending with their insurance company. The other two people found alternate insurance. The real question is, what's going to happen when somebody's policy gets canceled and they say, we can't renew you for whatever wacky reason we just came up with, and then you can't get coverage anywhere else? That's going to be the problem. Now, the way that marketplaces work is that theoretically, if there's money to be made, someone will step in there and hopefully pick up the slack. So it could be that some insurance company that's not in California right now might step in and go, oh, there's all these people who've been deemed uninsurable for wacky reasons like a car in their backyard or a drained swimming pool. Maybe we can come in there and sell policies to these people. That could happen. But unfortunately, market corrections of that nature often take time. And my concern is that it could take a couple years. And in those ensuing years, what bad things might happen to people whose homes are not insured. That's the real problem. So the story is from abc7.com. A lot of people sent me all the different versions of this story, but this is the one that starts off with the California couple loses homeowners insurance after draining their swimming pool to save water. Renee Curry wrote it along with Michael Finney. Good news is they renewed with somebody else. Questions or comments? Put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law, the 50-50-90 rule. Anytime you have a 50-50 chance of getting something right, there's a 90% probability you'll get it wrong.